just like magic. I'm attracted. I get everything I want 'cause I attract. I really like what you talked about when it comes to like rituals and magic in the Bible because I grew up on the Bible, but now since I've gone down the journey of the occult, you got to change your whole mindset. You know what I mean?
Yes, you do. Yeah. And I love, because really, honestly, when I really think back on it, and then all of the rituals that we did in church, I'm like, that's the reason why I like to go, because it was witchy. But they, once,
Period. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, but they,
it was
they don't want you to
witchy.
say that. They don't want you to take full control of it. They want to let you be led by them while they're doing the rituals. You're not supposed to. Yes, but okay. So I've been really led at some. So lately, back in the day, I used to be really scared of this type of stuff, but I've been really led to get into like what they would call the darker occult and grimoire. And I'm just at that point now because I've been doing the surface level stuff. I've been doing like, of course, my ancestors and stuff like that. But then lately, I've been like, I want to know about demons and what does that actually mean? Because came across somebody that was talking about this guy named Rufus Opus, and he was talking about demons, and he was talking about Aleister Crowley, and how basically he had in some of his work that they're just levels of consciousness, right? That you tap into and they help you to gain wisdom, money, and stuff like that. But really, what it does is these daemons, right? You tap into their energy through the seal, and then they change you into a wealth mindset. So it's not actually an exterior monster like what people are thinking, right? It's a certain level of consciousness that you tap into when you use these seals, right?
Yeah, exactly. Actually, last year, maybe mid last year, because actually even maybe about a couple years ago, I learned about Maimon, and I'm like, okay, I feel something shifting within me, but I was like, I still was on that demon train a bit, although I had started practicing the craft. And so last year, I was just sitting, not really meditating, but like Maimon came, and then I said, it was like Maimon and manna. So manna is bread from heaven. Maimon is the wealth, and it's not a demon. If you do the historical research, it's not actually a demon. It was like a word for wealth. That's what it is. So Maimon eventually turned into a demon over time through people saying, oh, that's a demon. Like the root of all evil is riches or wealth. But it was, and they would say Maimon because that was, don't quote me on this part, I don't know if it was Latin or Greek, the word for like wealth. But that's why really learning the meaning of words is so important, because we can enter and understand what is really being said. Because for the longest time, like people say, oh, the root of all evil is money. How is money evil? Like money doesn't have a personality. We assign the personality in the assignment to money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so like all of these things that have you staying in like this level of consciousness, lower consciousness, but what the more
and will keep you broke because you're thinking that money is evil, and then you're not able to pay your bills. Meanwhile, the pastor at the church is rich beyond, you know what I'm saying? They don't have that type of mindset.
Yeah,
But they
like,
want you to
no.
have that lowly old mindset, like, no.
Yes.
No, and so that's why I've been doing this study so I can reclaim and lose the fear, because fear holds you back.
Yes.
And so somebody was talking about soulless the other night. And a lot of like you were saying earlier, when I just came in, you were talking about like some of these spirits actually are old gods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they have been turned into demons, but they were old gods. Just like if you've ever watched that show, American Gods. Have you ever seen that show?
I don't think so, but I'm gonna have to, because I like that type of stuff.
Okay, so American Gods, I'll just give you a quick synopsis. So
Okay.
in the show American Gods, there's a group of gods, right? They have the 𝐂𝐡𝐫 gods, the Egyptian gods, the Greek gods. They had even Thor's father in it. I forget his name. The Thor's father. I forgot his name.
Off the top of my head right now.
Yeah. And then all the different Aphrodite, all the Easter. And then they had the new gods. And the new gods were the internet, media. And it's deep, girl. It's so deep. And basically, they're trying to phase out the old gods. They're like, yeah, they worship us. Technology. Tech is a god. AI is a god. And they're
AI
like, media.
God, an ancient god. AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so basically, these new gods were saying, hey, you need to join us, or if you don't join us, we're going to destroy you. And so there was a fight between the old gods and the new gods, and they had like all the different, like, when I say old gods, there were all type of old gods, Russian gods, Irish gods. They had the Egyptian gods in there. They had the 𝐂𝐡𝐫 gods. So it's very deep, and basically they were talking about how, you know, they were basically unaliving off, right? Because people were forgetting them, and because they needed people to worship them to stay living. Yeah.
Relevant, aka like living, a part of the living world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yes, I like stuff like that. I'm gonna have to. I got.
So that when you just were talking about that, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Because like I said, all this, the deeper occult stuff is all newer to me. Like I said, I've been doing this like more and so like, you know, studying like a little hoodoo, a little root work, ancestor stuff. But now I'm starting to get into like deeper stuff, you know, and wanting to learn.
Yeah, it's a journey. Like sometimes people want to rush all the way to the finish line, but it's a journey. Enjoy the process. Enjoy the learning. Yeah, that's why I had to slow down for a little while. And I was like, hold on, let me just, you know, I don't have to rush. Let me just take my time and really learn. Because like sometimes you get so excited about learning, or you learn about like a new deity, or you learn about a new herb or whatever. And I had to realize that, okay, let me just take my time and then get to know me and my intuition. So that way I know when and even if this deity or whatever may be for me to work with. And my personal belief is not necessarily a deity, but more so an archetype. So when I look at like whatever god or goddess, it's an archetype. It's a symbol for me to work with.
Okay. Someone else told me that I probably should start with the divination system. That'll help open me up more too. So I was thinking about also, you know, grabbing some like cards or something to work with, just to further my intuition, to help to open up just my spiritual awareness. What do you think?
Yeah, that was actually my first tool. Like when I was still technically in the church, but I was feeling like this pull. So I was like, let me go order some tarot cards. And they came and I just touched them. And then, then I was like, oh, I never looked up the meaning. I started working with them first. Like I'm big on symbolism. And so it felt natural. Like once I had those cards and once I really took them out the package, it became natural. And so like, for example, I don't know if these are the right ones. Okay. They don't have the, well, anyway, some of them, like they have the symbol, like the astrological symbol on there. So you are learning about not only the astrological correlation, but you're also learning about the symbolism. So without even looking up the meaning of the card, you can find a meaning for it. Because look, if you look at the symbolism on there, it speaks to your subconscious mind. And then eventually, after you have, you know, played around with them a little bit, you can start to look up the meaning. But that can be a slippery slope with looking up the meaning, because then you feel like, oh, I have to uphold what these people are telling me that it means. If you get what I'm saying.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Oh, they said, oh yeah, it was Odin. Odin was the right name.
Odin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to continue to watch your channel. And like I said, I have ordering your book as well. And I just hope to see more and just learn more.
I offer the journal too, because if you're a note taker like me, I have
Yes.
notebooks everywhere. So I created the journal to accompany the book, so you can have your notes all organized and you already know on your shelf where they are.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome, and you have a wonderful night.
I will. I'm
follow
gonna.
you.
I'm a member, so I'll be back.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.